I'm beginning to sound like a broken record, but it's taken me a while to figure out how to get this retractable landing gear mechanism just right, because there's so many variables. This drawing, as you can see, says that you're supposed to use thread to tie back the rear tab of the spring. It has to anchor itself inside that middle section of the wing. So I kind of went back and forth whether or not I could find some kind of really powerful glue that would bond that to the balsa rather than use thread. And I finally decided that I'd try thread. I'd try like it suggests. So I didn't use just regular thread. I used this waxed string, which is really strong. My wife had that in a sewing kit for some reason, probably for some leather craft or something, I think. But anyway, so my version of this drawing turned out like this. You can see I sewed that down with this string. There's a couple of knots on top of that. And what I did was put a couple of little pinholes on either side of this piece of balsa that's running lengthwise all the way over to the other side, and then looped 2 strands of this through those holes, back up around, tied them off, cut off the ends, and put several drops of glue on there to hold it. There's a lot of glue on this whole mechanism here to just make sure that those bonds hold. I got another piece that I have to trim here because there's yet another, it's called a retaining pin, that goes on this back side. It's supposed to protrude halfway into the strut channel. There's a lot of tension on these struts, and when they're up in the housing, they have to hook on something, and so they're supposed to hook on the end of that little pin right there, and that's supposed to hold all this pressure from that coiled strut. And so, I mean, that's so that they snap down, I know, but that little pin is formed by taking a piece of straight wire that they provide you and cut it and bend it to this shape, and then you have to put it into the balsa wood. And again, I just put little bitty holes in there, pinholes in there, so that I could get a piece of this twine around that, and then over the top of this piece, I had to go through this rib. So I put another hole in there to go through this rib, come out the other side, and tied it off there. And I'm gonna cut off these ends and then put a little dab of glue on that. There's one off there. That wax is kind of sticky. And here's this other one. Get underneath it there. What the heck? There we go. All right, so there it is. Knots cut, and all that's going to be covered, so no one's going to see that. I'm going to make sure that that's not sticking out over that channel that the wheel has to go. The wheel strut has to go up and down through. And I'll put a bunch of glue on that. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. You can kind of see this one's already been sewed up there for the strut, but I haven't put this retaining pin in yet, so I'll wind up doing that. Putting that on this side over here with the other one. Boy, I hope that's going to be the end of this. If that's all that's holding me up. I need to do an experiment once I have this set up into the fuselage, make sure that everything's working properly and the wheels are actually dropping. Again, I don't want to cover all this until I know that's going to work. So, yeah, onward.